Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back in another video to talk about some Avatar news and updates on some of the stuff that's going on in Avatar. And unfortunately, guys, it's not good news. All right, so let's get to the start because there's like some crazy stuff that's been going on the past couple of days when it comes to the Avatar franchise, Avatar: The Last Airbender franchise. So, first thing. The RPG game that was in development is apparently canceled. Um, Apparently, according to reports, is that they didn't even have like once Paramount new ownership took over, that they didn't even have anything really in development for it. This was supposed to be like basically an RPG type game where you were going to be able to play as like a past avatar that we never seen before. It wasn't supposed to be Avatar Wong, but it was supposed to be like a very very early avatar from the Avatar cycle. Like probably like maybe the fourth or fifth avatar. Um, since I think they did say who the second avatar was. It was supposed to be an avatar we had never seen before. It was going to be a brand new avatar, but it was going to be an early Avatar, like from the Avatar cycle, not the first, but around that era. You know what I mean. Like it would have been like maybe like the fourth or fifth Avatar in the cycle. Um, but apparently there was nothing done with the studio. They kind of quietly abandoned it, and we just found out about this now. Basically, um, now there's also a report that has recently come out not too long after that that says that there's a possibility that the RPG game that was supposed to be in development that never was in development might not actually be canceled, but might be going ongoing a restart. Basically, we don't know this for sure, but that's kind of where this is right now for anybody that was interested in that RPG game. Another bad news thing that happens, though it's not been canceled, is the fighting video game for Avatar: The Last Airbender. It has not been canceled, thankfully, but unfortunately, it has been delayed by a couple of weeks. So instead of the game releasing on, I think, July 2nd, it was slated to be released for, it's being now released, I believe, July 23rd. So a couple days later, or a couple weeks later, for the fighting game. So that's unfortunate, but hey, at least we are getting that. Because I'd rather get the game, than not get the game at all. And it's only being delayed for a couple of weeks. So at least we have that. Because the game does look like promising. It's a pure fighting game, which it is what it is. It's hit or miss, but I'm hearing that from everything that I've seen from it, it does look kind of good, and it might be the best Avatar game to date, since there really isn't that much competition with the Avatar games. The best Avatar game I think so far would be Burning Earth, and that happened that came out like in 2006. You know what I mean? Um, so not much competition, if you ask me. Um, so that's the thing with that game. Um, that game will be out, and I am looking forward to seeing it, or playing it, I should say, when it does come out officially. Anyways, All right. So those are the things with the Avatar games. So now, for the series, Seven Havens. Okay. We're hearing that that potentially could be leaked. Supposedly people. I don't know where it was. I don't know where it was communicated, but that had hit the headlines. Which I don't know how it did, because the guy who hacked the movie, he's in jail. All right, he's in goddamn jail, so he's not hacking shit. Okay, I'm sorry, he's not leaking anything. Okay, so that's not happening. Okay, now if it's from someone else, that's a completely different matter. But when I seen the headline saying that the guy that leaked the movie, the Avatar movie, that he was going to leak the Seven Haven series, I was like, yo, that's not. That's definitely not. I was like, that's definitely not happening because you know, he's not around anymore. He's in jail. He's in Singapore jail, so awaiting trial. So I don't know where people are getting that from, because that's definitely not happening. Um, am I concerned that somebody else will leak it? Yes, because that just seems to be what people are doing now. And it's really unfortunate because this is Avatar: The Last Airbender was such a great series, and there's so many great people that are working on this series, and I just don't like how it's just being mistreated like this. But also, I don't like how Nickelodeon, Viacom, or not Viacom, sorry, Paramount. Viacom doesn't exist anymore. I have treated this franchise. I mean, the franchise has just gone to the gutters, and also to a certain extent, Mike and Brian too. And Mike and Brian are the creators, and without them, there is no this, but there is no Avatar. But I think Mike and Brian deserves some of the blame for this stuff too, not just these companies, because I keep trying to tell this to people all the time, and I'll say it, guys. I don't think Aaron, the guy who was like the head writer for Avatar: The Last Airbender, doesn't get enough credit for the franchise success, because Avatar: The Last Airbender, um, so far has been the only series that everyone universally likes. Okay, Legend of Korra had problems, and again, most of that wasn't Mike and Brian's fault. A lot of that was Nickelodeon's fault. Um, as myself here on YouTube, I was here on YouTube, if y'all remember it, because I did reviews of season 3 and 4, I believe, of Legends of Korra. I did episode reviews of Legends of Korra seasons 3 and 4 on this channel back in the day when they were first airing it. Yes, guys, I've been on YouTube that long. I've been on YouTube. I've been making videos on YouTube since 2010. Okay, so I've been here. I covered the stuff that Nickelodeon was doing at the time when Legends of Korra was airing. Okay, so yes, guys, Legends of Korra did have problems, but a lot of that was due to Nickelodeon. Okay, but Mike and Brian left the Netflix live action series because they wanted to transform Uncle Iroh into a villain. Okay, they wanted him to betray Zuko. That cannot get untouched. Okay, Mike and Brian wanted to change the story in the live action series. Okay, for Netflix, and while the Netflix series, I do think, has somewhat of problems to it. Okay, I do. Uh, the problems that it does have are a minimum compared to what it would have been had Mike and Brian stayed in charge of the Netflix series. Okay, Mike and Brian would have destroyed their own franchise by doing those things that were planned. And that's only one of the major things. There were a couple others too. Okay. So when people say, when people were complaining that Mike and Brian left the project, okay, reality was Netflix was actually trying to save the live action series. Because no matter what criticisms you give the Netflix live action series right now, it would have been 10 times worse if Mike and Brian stayed on that franchise. Okay, because the things that we criticize about the things that we criticize about the series, we would have criticized much worse because of changes that would have been made that would have been unnecessary. Okay? And, I'll say this, especially with the movie, because even though the movie, at least from the leaks that I saw, was jarring, okay, especially with the speeds just kind of very felt off on the editing for the dialogue and stuff like that. The OG voice actors not coming back, still, I will always say, is a huge mistake and a red flag and ruining, what made the series good is those actors who created those characters and made them as popular as they are. And I'm not saying that everybody was going to be able to come back. I get it. Aang's voice actor's an adult. He's not doing voice acting anymore. I get it. I'm not saying those voice actors that are retired from the. I'm talking about the OG actors that are still in the industry that could still do the voices. Okay, and the fact that they're not coming back for that franchise is a mistake. Okay, there is 100% a mistake. I'll say it until the cows come home. Okay, it is. Nothing that's going to recoup for that. Okay. Now, what Paramount has done since the movie leaked has been utter dog shit. Okay, and this is what unfortunately I thought they might do, is they just sat on it. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to make sure that the guy who leaked it gets arrested, which they did. Paramount gathered all the resources to make sure that they placed that guy, or got the Singapore police to place him under arrest, okay, and charge him, okay, rightfully so. But outside of that, Paramount hasn't done anything. They don't even acknowledge the existence of the leak, which is just crazy in itself because they're trying to, do Men in Black, forgetful device, right? They try to beam us and think that we're just going to forget it. No, that's not going to happen. Okay? It got leaked. And there's nothing that's going to change it. And I have not watched it. I refuse to watch it. Try the best I can to keep not watching this because I feel like it wouldn't be right to watch it with it being out there. Not officially. But, a lot of people have already watched this damn thing. Okay? And the movie, the movie wasn't going to go to the theaters regardless. And it's definitely not going to theaters now because I already explained this in a previous Avatar video that the movie is dead in the water in terms of going to the movie theaters. All right? The moment they announced that it wasn't going to the movie theaters last year, that was pretty much the end of it. Because even with this leak, they can't just magically put it in the theaters this year. If they were going to put it in the theaters and change their mind and put it in the movie theaters, like I said, it would have to wait. It would be delayed again until next year, which again, that means they would lose more money because it already got leaked. Okay? So that would entice people to do more things to watch it illegally. Okay? Because there are certain slates that Paramount puts out. And those slates have been already taken. So they can't magically put it in the movie theater this year. Like people think that they can. It's just impossible. So that isn't happening. I just really wish that Paramount would actually do something, like in terms of a trailer or anything, because they still haven't. There's no official trailer. I mean, this thing got leaked in April, right? So we're on 2 months of this and still nothing. And this movie's supposed to come out in October. So yeah, that's where I stand on this. Like, there's just nothing. Paramount has mistreated this franchise. The Uncle Iroh voice actor, Greg, criticized what Paramount's doing. And, I can't disagree with what he said. That the franchise has been shit. But I don't think it's just Paramount that's been shit. I think the franchise has been treated like shits for years before even Paramount's new ownership took over and inherited it. Now, there is rumors about Nickelodeon being sold from Paramount, which that will be another video we address. But can someone else save Avatar as a franchise if like it goes under a new owner? I don't think so. Unless we get guys in there that can rejuvenate this franchise and not do all these stupid problems, because again, Mike and Brian have to get some of this blame too. Have to get some of this blame too because of what they wanted to do in the Netflix series. What would have been a disaster, and if that's what they want to do in the animated series movies, then that's going to be another failure to the franchise. Okay, so can Paramount can Avatar go to a different franchise or go to a different company and be saved? I don't think so. Unless you get someone in there that can actually understand the lore of what Mike and Brian originally created, what Aaron helped, them with, in the original Avatar series, because he was the head writer there. All right. For anybody who doesn't know, to popular belief here, a lot of the ideas in Avatar The Last Airbender that you like came from the writer, came from Aaron. Toph Beifong only exists because of Aaron. Okay? Does not exist because of Mike and Brian. Mike and Brian wanted the earthbending teacher to be a male adult. Okay? It was Aaron, the writer, that came up with the idea for Toph Beifong and for her to be a blind girl. Okay? So a lot of the best ideas that you think of came from the writer, came from the head writer, okay? And he went on to do stuff for Futurama, obviously. But I just want to point that out because still a lot of people still don't know that Mike and Brian, a lot of the ideas that came up in the OG series were not even done by Mike and Brian. Okay, so while Mike and Brian do deserve credit for creating the franchise and doing some great work with the franchise, they also deserve some criticism for certain things that they've done throughout the franchise. And I don't think enough people don't touch on that. Okay? But that's my thoughts on this. Giving this update about all the stuff that's going on in Avatar right now. I'm not happy with what's going on. I'm very disappointed. Obviously, really, the only thing to look forward to right now is honestly the Netflix series and the fighting game, I guess. I don't think the Netflix series is going to be spectacular. But the season one, and I reviewed it. Season one was okay enough for me to stay interested. I did like the change that they did with the guards, with Zuko's guards that he had, of them being linked to being the people that would have been on the suicide mission that the Fire Lord wanted to do, but he spoke out of term, and that's what led to him being banished, and him being banished with them. That was never in the cartoon series, the animated cartoon series. So that was a change that I really liked. So there's potential with that series, even with some of the questionable changes. Um, but yeah, guys, that is my thoughts on what's going on currently with Avatar. If there's any more updates, obviously I'll address it and talk about it. But also, again, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and also like the video for all this latest contents. Thank you very much, guys, and that's about it. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm out. I'm the S Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure to follow me, obviously, on YouTube. Follow the Twitch on the SS Ultimate Goku, Instagram the SS Ultimate Goku, and I do have a Discord link in the description where I discuss various topics, including this one here. And now I'm out. Peace.